You should contemplate thoroughly, stay far away from all evils, and choose to diligently cultivate good deeds. Love, desire, honour and splendour will not always accompany you. Sooner or later they will be separated from you. At that time there will be no joy, so you should diligently devote yourself to cultivation, and be born into the land of ultimate bliss. Your wisdom will be bright and thorough. Your merits and virtues will be supreme. Do not let your mind control you. Do not fail in following the teaching of the sutras and precepts, and fall behind others. Chapter 34. The mind is enlightened. Maitreya Bodhisattva said, "The Buddha's teachings and admonitions are truly profound and wholesome. Because of your kindness and compassion, all will be liberated from suffering and misery. The Buddha is the Dharma King, the most venerable one among all sages. Your light shines everywhere, and the brightness reaches endless boundaries. You are the teacher of all the gods and humans. Now I have met the Buddha and heard the name of Buddha Amitabha. All of us are joyous, and our minds are enlightened." The Buddha told Maitreya, "Respecting Buddhas is a great virtue. You should be mindful of the Buddhas and cut off all suspicions. You should root out desires and terminate the numerous sources of evil. Then you can freely travel among the three realms without any obstruction. The proper way should be shown, and those who have not yet been delivered should be crossed over. You should know that beings of all the directions since time immemorial have been revolving amidst the five realms of existence and have suffered ceaselessly. Birth is suffering, so are old age, sickness and death. Everything is putrid and foul, and there is no joy in it. Therefore you should determine to cleanse the defilement in your mind. Your words and conduct should be true and unwavering, and your outside should match up with your inside. When one can deliver himself, he should go further to deliver others. One should fulfill one's vows sincerely and accumulate all the good virtues. For just one lifetime of diligent cultivation, in an instant one will be born into Amitabha's country and enjoy limitless happiness. One will permanently pull out the root, causing birth and death, and no longer have to worry about suffering. One's lifespan will be billions of kalpas long, totally free and at one's will. Vigorously devote yourself to your cultivation and fulfill your vows. Do not be suspicious and bring disaster to yourselves. Do not let yourselves be born in the outskirts of the city formed by the 7 jewels of the Pure Land, and suffer the inconveniences for 500 years. Maitreya Bodhisattva said, "We are now receiving the Buddha's clear admonitions, and we will diligently follow and practice them according to your teachings, and will not have any doubt." Chapter 35. Miserable suffering in the turbid world. The Buddha told Maitreya, "It is really a great virtue for you to guard your mind and correct your behaviour, and not to commit numerous offences in this world. Why? All the worlds in 10 directions have more good than evil, and living beings there are easy to be educated and become enlightened. But this world of the 5 turbidities is the most miserable one. As a Buddha, I am now here to teach and reform living beings to the 5 evils, leave the 5 sufferings, and stay away from the 5 burning punishments. I will help them to subdue their minds, uphold the 5 virtues, and obtain the benefits. What are these 5 subjects? The first, beings in this world are striving to do all kinds of evil. The strong oppresses the weak, and in turn someone stronger hurts them. They harm and kill others cruelly, and alternatively they devour one another. They do not know how to do good deeds, and thus they receive disastrous punishments later. Therefore some become the poor beggar, the solitary, the deaf, the blind, the dumb, the slow-witted, the wicked, and the insane. All this is because in their previous lives they did not believe in ethics and morality, and were unwilling to perform good deeds. Those who are honourable, rich, virtuous, respectable elders, brave and talented, are so because they have cultivated wholesomeness and accumulated virtues from being kind and filial in their past lives. These are the happenings seen in this world. At the end of their lives they will fall into the 3 evil realms. Their forms will be changed, and they will enter into a different realm. Thus there are the existences of hell, angry animal kingdom, flying and wriggling animals and insects. Like a prison in the world, one will receive the most miserable suffering and capital punishments. One's soul and spirit will be reincarnated according to one's karmic result for good or evil deeds done. The lifespan of some can be long, and for others short. Foes will be born at the same time and get even with each other. One cannot get out of the confinement until one's offences are paid off. One is revolving amidst it, and it is difficult to get out even for countless kalpas. It is hardly possible to be liberated, and the pain is beyond description. This is a natural way in the universe. Even if the karmic result does not show up right away, whether it is good or bad, it will certainly come. The second, people in this world do not obey laws and rules. They indulge in sexual desire, act arrogantly, and let their minds take charge. Those who hold essential positions in the government are not sagacious and upright in their duties. They frame others with false charges and harm virtuous people. Their words are contrary to what they mean, and they are tricky and insincere. Whether one is noble or humble, related or not, they deceive them all. Being angry and stupid, they take others' wealth as their own. They desire more, and struggle for advantage and profit for themselves, at the expense of others. Accumulated grudges turn into hatred, causing families to be ruined and members to be scattered or die. This happens because one ignores the law of cause and effect. Some are rich but stingy and are unwilling to give. Their desires are unshakable, and their greed is deep. Their minds are laborious, and their bodies suffer. When it comes to the end of their lives, nothing will accompany them. Whether it is good or evil, fortune or misfortune, it will chase after them. They may be in a joyful place, or one that is full of bitter misery. When seeing others doing a virtuous deed, they become hateful and slanderous, and lack a sense of respect. They constantly harbour the intent of misappropriation, and think about how to take advantage of others for their own gain. When it is gone, they will try to take it again. Gods will record their deeds, and eventually they will fall into the evil paths. There will be measureless misery and suffering in the three evil realms. Once one falls into them, it is indescribably painful, and even after countless kalpas, it is hardly possible for one to get out. The third, in this world, the causes of people's births are entangled, and how long can their lives be? The body and mind of the wicked are not ethical. They always harbour evil intentions, and constantly think about wantonness. When they have a restless and perturbed mind, their appearance will display wickedness. They use up their good fortune for illegitimate matters. What they should pursue, they are unwilling to. They collude and gather with wicked friends, and open hostilities and fight with each other. They attack, massacre, rob, and coerce. They bring the plunder to their wives to make them happy, and they tire themselves with pleasure. Others loathe them, and they are distressed by it. Such grave offences are obvious to humans and ghosts. Gods will record their deeds, and later they will enter the three evil realms. They will revolve amidst them, and the misery for them to suffer is boundless. It is very difficult for them to get out even in countless kalpas, and the pain is inexpressible. The fourth, people in this world are not mindful of the cultivation of good deeds. They use double talk and abusive language, tell lies and use profane expressions. They are jealous of good men and disgrace the capable and virtuous. They are neither filial to their parents nor respectful to their teachers. There is no trust among friends, and it is difficult for them to be honest with each other. They are egotistical and claim that they have attained the way. They act tyrannically and bully the meek. They want others to respect and dread them, and they do not feel ashamed and fearful. These people are hard to reform and are constantly conceited. Protected by the great benefits and virtues accumulated from past lives, the offences they commit in this life will exhaust all their great benefits and virtues. At the end of their lives, all the evil deeds they have committed will bind them up. Again, the gods will record their names and files. They will be dragged by their offences, and it is impossible for them to part from them. Their only way forward is heading for the inferno and boiling water. Both their body and mind will be smashed, and they will suffer miserable pain, both mentally and physically. When that time comes, it is too late for them to regret.